are so many reasons why someone would need something like this Sonicake QGT-01 Acoustic-Electric travel guitar. Now look, I get it. It might not be what you're used to when it comes to the look of an acoustic guitar, but there are so many things that this can do that most acoustic guitars cannot. Now in this video, I'm gonna go over everything you need to know about this. I'll talk about its best features. I'll also sort of discuss the things that you're sort of sacrificing with something like this. I'll give you some sound demos, obviously. I'll talk about all of its specs, what it's made of, all of its knobs, and most importantly, help you decide to see if this is right for you. Now let me know in the comments what your first overall thoughts are on just the look of it so far and what you think you would primarily use something like this for. And also consider subscribing if you dig this video. Now on to its features. So its main selling point and feature is its portability and performance that comes in a sleek design. It has two wooden frames that are removable that help keep it ultra light, but also durable, so you can easily take it with you wherever you go. It has a mahogany body, a rosewood fretboard and bridge, and all that contributes to its warm tone. It runs on a rechargeable, long life battery, has a preamp system with 8 guitar body simulations, reverb, chorus, 2-band EQ, and this all gives you a wide range of different sounds from full-bodied, warm acoustic tones to bright and crisp tones as well. And I'm gonna be showing all of these off in just a second. Now, one of its best features, especially when it comes to a travel guitar, is its silent mode. You can plug in some headphones and play this and get all of its sounds quietly without having to bother anybody. So if you wanna practice quietly, you can do that. Really, wherever you are, you can play this thing. It doesn't need to be plugged in or anything like that. If you just have headphones, good to go. Now the headphone quality sound from, I guess it's preamp, sounds really, really great. But I think that also has to do with the headphones that you are using. If you're using like really cheap headphones, you might not get as great of an EQ and full sound if you have, like I said, cheaper headphones. But if you have really great sounding headphones, then you're gonna be good to go. So let's now give this thing a deep listen to all of its body types, its effects, EQ, and all that. Now, as important as it is to hear how it sounds, it's also important to know how it plays and feels. Obviously, that's not something you can decide, so I'm going to sort of help you out a little bit. To start, out of all the travel guitars I have played and have demoed on my channel, truthfully, this neck feels the closest to a true acoustic guitar. Now, it's not exact, but it definitely feels the most similar to a standard acoustic. The neck's just a little wider than most other travel guitars. It fits in your hand really, really nice. The frets are not sharp at all. They've done a really great job with that. The build quality is really great as well. Sometimes they can miss that on some travel guitars. So it's easy to slide around. Truthfully, the neck feels great. Now, when it comes to how it just feels in your body, and this is kind of obvious, I think, it's definitely a completely big difference, and it may take some time to getting used to. Now, I do like how the wooden frames are much wider than other travel guitars I've played. Some other ones are just a little smaller, so like the guitar's even lower than this. So it does feel a little bit more normal compared to other ones. Now, if you don't compare this to a standard acoustic guitar, it really does feel normal and natural to play. Like I said, the frames being a little bit bigger than most help with that. So for being a sort of breakdown and travel guitar, this thing is so far pretty great. Now, even by itself, it's loud enough. Now, if you're playing like scales and doing solo-y stuff, you can hear it. It's maybe a little bit louder than like electric guitar not plugged in. So it's not technically a silent travel guitar. Like, I'm really digging in here. I'll play softer. Like, you can hear it. Now, that's something to consider, but if I'm playing like single notes, it just sounds like I'm playing an unplugged electric. Now, the biggest question is, who is this for and not for? This is really ideally for the guitarist who is traveling and moving around a lot. For the professional and unprofessional guitar player. If you just like playing guitar for fun and as a hobby, and you travel a lot for work, this thing's great. The case is super travel friendly. Like I said, these come off and it breaks down. So if you're traveling and staying in a lot of different hotel rooms, this is perfect for that. It's portable, it's easy to use, it feels very natural to play, and it has very standard and great sounding sounds for being a travel acoustic electric. It's great that they give you different body simulations. You might not love all of them, but you're definitely gonna find one or two that you really love and you're gonna mainly use anyway. The fact that they give you those options is great. Some don't give you those options at all. You're sort of stuck with the body that they just choose to use. But having EQ controls to sort of help dial in that sound a little bit more, and also having onboard reverb. I'm a big reverb user. Just great options. Now, if you truly love the feeling of a legit acoustic guitar in your body, and you really don't need to be quiet, I don't really see why you would get something like this. Maybe a smaller bodied acoustic would be a better option for you. I've seen some really small acoustic guitars. I know Martin has some, I know Taylor has some. The cases are probably maybe a little bit bigger than this case, but definitely still small. And if that's what you want, then you should probably go with something like that. And also, if you're a gigging guitarist that just wants that real feel and real genuine sound of an acoustic guitar, I think you're better off just going with a standard acoustic guitar. This genuinely is for the person that is just moving around a lot and needs to save space when they're traveling. Now, that in no way means that this does not sound like an acoustic guitar. It does. And with the technology just being insane these days, the acoustic sort of simulation that you get is so close. It's pretty much there, but it's really hard to replicate a true acoustic guitar, especially when you're feeling it in your chest, when it's up against your body. So that's something to consider as well. But something else that I really like is the built-in effects. Sometimes when you play gigs, you're just playing straight through the PA system and you don't have any of those effects. The fact that you have built-in reverb, it's just great. So if you love that sort of thing, just another reason to love this. So now that you learned a little bit more about it, let me know what your thoughts are and what you would primarily use it for. It's great for a lot of people, and I can see most guitarists taking advantage and using something like this, because personally, I know I definitely will. This is sort of just gonna lay around my apartment and I'll just pick it up and play whenever I want. And if I'm traveling back to the East Coast, it's something I might bring with me. It's great for the modern day guitarist because convenience and portability is such a big factor for us nowadays. And with modern technology just being so good when it comes to sounds, you really cannot go wrong. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about it. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can, and I will see you in the next video.